It's amazing to see how each one of us is so unique and so different, and so we're just created differently. Each one of us has a task and a mission, and our names are different, our looks are different. I was leading this workshop in Vermont a few weeks ago, and the group was supposed to point out each person and kind of give them compliments, but it was amazing that each one of the people in the group got a different compliment, a different set of compliments. Really, each one of us kind of shines a different virtue, a different strength, and a different. We really have different missions, and we're different and unique. And last week, last week 1,000 years ago, or a few thousand years ago, there's a story of the highest priest was confronting the situation. Well, I'll tell you the story. So there was a big party. The Jews were celebrating building the tabernacle, the temple in the desert, the one that they were carrying around, and each head of the tribe was supposed to give an offering, and each one gave a beautiful offering, and they all gave the same, and it was beautiful. It was a huge feast, big barbecue, and good times. But the tribe of Levite was not supposed to bring one, and the head of the tribe, Aaron the priest, was so according to Jewish folk, that midrash says he was beating himself up for that. He was putting himself down, saying, "Wow, I'm maybe because of my unworthiness, my whole tribe was not supposed to bring an offering." And that's where God comes and tells him, "You go and light the menorah and have the candles facing the center." Huh? So I think according to the whole God thing, I think the Bible is a bunch of accumulated knowledge, and clearly whatever it is, like we have ancestors that got all this accumulated knowledge and they give it down to us through stories. And I think God is clearly like some sort of like healthy voice, right? According to those stories, like God is part of our soul. So God is part of me, and God is part of you, and God is part of really everyone has that. God is something that like a healthy thing inside that we all share. And when Aaron beats himself up, that voice is coming up and says, "Go and light the menorah." It says, "No, you are unique." Aaron, by the way, just to remind you, he's told to be the one that would make peace between a husband and wife, make peace between people, have people communicate. He was a peacemaker, and that was his job. And he was beating himself up for not being told to have steaks like everyone else. And my friend the other week was throwing a party, and she was putting herself down for not having the same catering like everyone else. She couldn't afford such an expensive party. And I was like, "Sweetheart, you're not supposed to be like everyone else." Because, some people are inspiring in aesthetics and the barbecues that they throw. Some people are inspiring in, how they're successful in the physical aspect, some in the visual aspect, some are inspiring in their values, some are inspiring in their excitement, some are inspiring in the way that they're organized. Each one of us has something, and that's the thing. We all have something that we're unique about, and it's our thing. And it's amazing for me in Vermont to see how every person got a different compliment, because people, it's kind of really real. Having a lot of people say one thing about one person, it's kind of like science. You tend to believe it more because there's like the power of like a lot of people. There's truth in what the public sees. If everyone sees that in me, that means and it was amazing for me to see how really every person is different, and that was so inspiring for me. And back to the story of Aaron, like Aaron is a leader. He's like the high priest. His goal is to his mission is to educate and to light up people. But really all of us have that part of us that we light up people in our own individual way. And I think in the Jewish story, in the biblical story, or ancient story, Aaron is a symbol for each one of us had that voice that compares ourselves to others and says, "Oh, if I'm not like everyone else, then I'm probably unworthy. There's probably something wrong with me." And God, or that healthy voice, comes and says, go and light the menorah. Dude, don't compare yourself to others. According to Jewish folk, says, you're different than others, and you're supposed to light to people. He's an educator. And go and do your part. Go and do your job, and have the candles facing the center. Now, candles are like the things that we do to spread light. It's our actions. Check out your actions and see how the different actions that you did to light the world, and have those shine towards the center, your soul. Look at your actions and realize how unique and different and wonderful you are, and have those, and notice, just check out how awesome and how lighting you are for the world, and have this light focus towards the center, towards your soul, and realize how unique your soul is and how different and valuable you are. You are different and you are valuable, and go into your mission. Don't compare yourself to others. And I think it's amazing that the story just chooses the leader, like one of the leaders, and says he goes through that. He also compares himself to others, and we all do, and evolution kind of forces it, because it's healthy for us to compare ourselves to others psychologically, because it makes us feel stable, and we're supposed to survive in the environment, and the natural thing is for our psyche to compare ourselves to others to make sure that we're on the same page, because we need to survive as an individual. But the accumulated education that we have in our sweet Bible is saying, you have that voice in your head. The leader, the most amazing person, has that voice in their head. And God, the healthy, educative, positive saying, sometimes that positive saying could, say, just stop and, don't do that or whatever. And that could be healthy. But in this specific story, it says, that the healthy way to approach that is check out your actions, light up with your actions, focus on your soul, and realize that you're unique and different, and don't compare yourself to others. You don't need to have the same stakes as like everyone else.